For years, I performed strictly in the places you would expect to find a magician. In theaters, at private events, and on the streets. But I got bored of doing the same exact thing hundreds, even thousands of times. So I started searching for new ways for people to interact with magic. Pop-up shows in secret locations, full gallery exhibits that combine illusions with visual arts. Sometimes the work is large-scale, like infusing entire museum exhibits with magic. Or it is incredibly small, like hiding card sculptures in library books for readers to discover. The world is more exciting if you could happen upon magic at any time. I like to use my magic for good, but Penn, Teller, what if we used it to pull off the perfect crime?
Put your hands together for the card magic of Evan Northrup.
Being a magician is the only real job I've ever had. But if I weren't a magician, there's only one other job I'd even consider: international art thief. Which maybe is not the best thing to admit on national television, but it's the truth. Because the set of skills required to be a magician, surprisingly similar to the set of skills required to pull off the perfect heist. I can prove it. What you're about to see is exactly what it would look like if a magician were to pull off a heist. And I'll even let you in on a little bit of how I would do it, which, of course, I would never do. Stage one of our plan, the inside men. Imagine, just for a moment, that we have an art museum. And inside are 52 unique, priceless works of art, all of them identifiable by their red security tags. Now, you two, playing the role of the inside men, work your way into the museum, and it falls to each of you to choose a piece to steal. So, Penn, maybe you can think of one from this part of the collection? Do you have one in mind?
I do.
Excellent, remember that for me. And Teller, so you don't think of the same one as Penn, perhaps you can think of one from somewhere over here. Got one? Excellent. Those pieces stay securely guarded inside one room of the museum. Now this is where magic and thievery overlap. If you want to be successful, you have to be over-prepared. So one afternoon, I walk into the museum carrying a briefcase, which secretly contains a replica of not just one piece, but every single work of art in the collection. As you two well know, the key here is to be willing to go to absurd lengths to pull off a deception. Now, these look quite convincing, but if you look too closely, you'll find out that they are obviously fake. And I've made our forgeries blue so that they're easy to tell apart from the genuine articles. And all of this brings us to stage two, the heist. If we were common criminals, this is the part where we'd create some sort of obvious distraction, right? We'd pull a fire alarm or create a panic to distract from what we're doing. But we're magicians. And when magicians steal, which we would never do, it wouldn't feel like chaos. We would use a bit of misdirection so that even if you were watching closely, it would look like absolutely nothing. And that nothing happens right about, well, I can't tell you exactly when it would happen, but I can tell you this much. You just missed it. Stage three, the great escape. I walk out of the museum calm as ever with our baggage in tow, and when the metaphorical smoke clears, it appears as though nothing has changed. But every heist has a twist. Penn, for the first time, what was the card you were merely thinking of?
The Queen of Clubs.
The Queen of Clubs. Let's see if we can find Penn's Queen of Clubs here. Yes, Penn's Queen of Clubs. Would you mind holding out a hand for me? Just like that is perfect. You're a pro. And Teller, the work of art you had in mind? The seven of index fingers. The seven of diamonds. Excellent, seven of diamonds right there. Teller's seven of diamonds. Would you mind holding on to that? That is perfect. a good heist. A good heist would end with stealing out 2 and only 2 works of art before the authorities caught on. Let's see how we did. But, thank you. But this is not how to commit an adequate robbery. The perfect heist would be imperceptible. And if I were going to do it, which I never would, I would sneak back in the 2 matching forgeries so that no one ever knew that Penn's Queen of Clubs and Teller's 7 of Diamonds ever went missing in the first place. Thank you both so much. Pleasure.
Evan Northrup. Hi.
Hello.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Where did you get your magic education?
I'm from Salem, Massachusetts originally, and there were some incredible street performers that came through there. And I saw what they did, and I wanted to be able to do that. So when I was in college, I studied abroad in Spain, and I had a little bit of time left on my visa. So I decided to learn how to be a performer as a street performer. And I traveled around Europe, earning whatever I could off the streets and paying my way that way. So I lived off of only what I earned. I left my credit cards and everything except clothes and a few tricks.
That's
and
incredible.
That was my life.
What an experience. Okay, Evan, let's see if you can steal away a trophy from Penn and Teller. You ready?
I am.
Boys?
Hey, Evan, that was great. We loved it. The audience loved it. Your art heist was a great premise for doing that trick. The fake cards on the back looked really, really good. But now it's time to talk about Sade.
Sade.
She did a song, maybe you know this, called Smooth Operator. And the chorus always made me crazy because she would say coast to coast, LA to Chicago. And I'd want to say, Sade, that's pretty rough, you know, because those aren't coasts.
It's not a coast.
Chicago is not a coast. And I don't know why that just popped up, but that not being a coast in Smooth Operator makes me crazy, always has made me crazy. So I was up there stewing about Sade because I just heard on the radio. And your act was so good, it took me out of that. And I just enjoyed it and floated over it. But I think I might have said a little something in there about Sade or the Marquis de Sade.
Evan, is that code for they got you?
It's Penn and Teller. Of course they did.
You're so poetic tonight, Penn. We loved it. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Evan Northrup, everyone.